Oh, we have a cat who's appeared now. Hi! Cat on the screen! Cat on the screen! Okay, there we go. Anyways, keep going.
Drive by meowing.
Dry.
Sup? This is Big D and Shade.
Yo!
And we are back. We are doing our preseason thoughts for summer. Spring 2016. We're going to be doing our preseason thoughts. The spring season is about a month out from now, so not all the shows have trailers yet, but we're going to go through the ones that we like the most.
There's a lot of good ones, too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of new ones. There's a lot of new ones coming in.
Yeah, no more sequels and prequels and...
Well, not as many.
It's not the majority anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Not like last season.
A lot of new IPs. First show I have is Bunko Stray Dogs. I like the show because of the trailer. I like the animation style because it's Bones, which is one of my favorite studios.
You and Bones.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really cool. Even just the little picture they had for it with the dude in the background with like the weird smoke cloak going on there, and it got the supernatural thing to it. You know, I always like the supernatural thing, so
yeah.
And it kind of reminds me like the sorry, it kind of reminds me the basic story of it is very similar to. There's a book, Dresden Files, because you got like there's a private sector who deals with the cases that are too dangerous for the police or even the military to deal with, because it's all about supernatural things and stuff like that. And it kind of had that same sort of feeling with that too. So that's why I saw it. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. The animation. I usually pick shows because of the trailers. Story I usually can pick up later. As long as it looks good and it moves good, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a first episode. I don't care who made it.
If it's Bones, you're definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah. But
that's why we're a good team. I look for the story. You look for the looks of it.
Yeah.
You got magical powers, guns coming out of like books and things, and just general weird stuff going on. And as long as it actually has some like cohesiveness to it, that always gets my attention. Mm-hmm. So, and it just, as you said, just the overall general look for it just looks awesome. So, on my list of wonderful, wonderful anime to watch the next coming season, I have Boku no Hero Academia. This looks pretty damn cool. I really enjoy the concept of it because it reminds me a great deal of One Punch Man. There we go. I almost forgot about that. How could I forget about that? It reminds me of One Punch Man because you have these people. They're talking about from the age of like 4, people get quirks, like 80% of the populace, and they get like basically superpowers. And you have heroes and villains battling it out everywhere, which reminds me of One Punch Man. You got like heroes all over the place, and it also reminds me of Railgun.
Yeah.
Because I'm like just people with just powers all over the place. But the story takes place with a character who is the 20% who has no powers whatsoever, but he wants to be a hero. Mm-hmm. And apparently he meets up with the greatest hero of them all, the All Might. I don't know why they named him that, but hey, whatever. And says he can change his destiny. So hey, could be good, worth a definite shot. I always like to see how like different powers and things manifest within people and how they do that. Because like, don't get me wrong, Railgun did a great job with that. Just the different variations and powers and stuff like that you could find and see. And I'm hoping that they do well in this one as well. And again, it's done by Bones, so I'm sure you'll be looking forward to watching this one because it's going to look pretty. But hey, it could be definitely worth a shot.
Yeah. I checked out the trailer on that one, and of course, I go through. We're checking everything out on an Annie chart. So basically, what I do is I pick the show and just go immediately to the video, and then all the ones where they have a trailer and they all look good. Then I go back and check out the story and what it's about, and what studio does it. So with this one, I didn't know that Bones did it until until you mentioned it, and then I went back
Yeah,
and checked it out, and I'm like, oh, what? It's a style that doesn't really look close, like it doesn't really follow
their
uh
typical.
their typical like design. So
It still
it
looks good though.
yeah, look really cool.
It almost and the stylization of it, as far as the animation goes, almost reminds me of either. I mean, the animation's really good. It's just the stylizing of it almost reminds me of an old, um, like action cartoon or something, or
Yeah,
kind of mixed in with like a comic book. If they mesh the two of those together, it's
yeah,
like that's what that would be.
yeah.
So that could definitely be very good in that regards.
Hmm. The next show on my list is like a complete genre turn. It is Flying Witch. It is made by JC staff, and they've done a couple of my favorite shows like Toradora and um, Kimi to Boku, which is a slice of life show, and they've done a couple other shows like Shakugan no Shana and stuff like that. And this show, Flying Witch, is definitely a slice of life show. The trailer basically follows this girl, and she gets on this bus and just travels around and makes a couple different stops, and she has a cat with her. And
See,
just
go ahead, go ahead.
just from that, just from seeing her expression in the screenshot on the trailer video, I'm like, this looks like it's gonna be a nice, peaceful, just easygoing show.
And
So
see, I can get behind that, but it's got to be done well.
yeah,
Like for me, slice of life is just so potentially difficult to do because if you do it complacently and you don't actually make like an interesting little twists and turns with the slice of life, then it just becomes I'm just watching someone's it's like my life. I'm like I watch to be able to get away from that sort of thing. I want something more interesting.
hmm
Come on now, show me something different.
hmm
So it's got to be enthralling and capturing as far as slice of life goes. So hopefully that does that. You'll
hmm
have to tell me about that one.
yeah. So, but the twist for this one is it's called Flying Witch because it looks like she's a witch. She at the very end of the trailer. Well, I think during the trailer you see that she's carrying a broom, and then she
Hmm.
has a black cat with her. And then at the very end of the trailer, she like starts levitating into the sky. So
Huh.
I have no idea what that's all
See, I
about.
mean, if she uses her powers every now and then, that'd be cool. But like, if it's just like a one-off thing or one done like once an episode for one simple little thing, I'd be like, I don't know. Anyways, you'll have to tell me about that one because, hey, again, it's very difficult for me to get into a slice of life one that's not overly interesting in that regards. Moving on to my next one, I have 100. I'm gonna say I'm a little iffy about this one. I'm hoping, like, according to the trailer, it looked really action packed, which should be good. I enjoy that. A good action, anime and whatnot. And like the story, you have this kid who basically can wield this weapon called the 100, that can only attack these savage life forms that are attacking Earth. The only thing that can hurt them or whatever. And he gets trained in the usage of it, and it almost reminded me of like Infinite Stratus in the way that the characters themselves almost look like they like partly armored up, and then they had like different things that came off them to as weapons and whatnot, which seemed really cool. The thing I'm a little iffy about is it definitely looks like a potentially harem anime, and I think it's even it's unclassified as a harem anime.
Yeah.
And this is from the people who did Shinmai Mao no the Sister Devil anime, and I'm like, oh god, no, please. Please no.
I could.
It's gonna be one of those, and I don't want it to be. Because it seems like it has at least somewhat of an interesting storyline. Looks actiony and good fights and stuff like that. It's just like no low key the edgy, please, please. Can we do that? Can we not be like right in your face? Just yeah. I'm gonna be sad if it is. I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, Shin My Mano Testament got me the same way. The trailer looked really, really cool, and then I started watching the episode, and I'm like, oh my god. Really?
I was like, why, people?
Like,
why?
I'm like, okay, this is gonna be an etchy show. And then the next episode, I'm like, more. And then by the third episode, I was just like, okay, I can't do it.
The etchy is strong with this one. I don't know. I mean, it's like some of them I can take, and some of them I can't. Like, was it the Monster Girl one, where the dude had different monster girls, and it was definitely a harem. It's definitely edgy, but it was done in such a way that it was almost more humorous than anything else. It didn't take itself seriously, so I was like, okay, I can laugh at this. This is whatever. But God, the Sister Devil Testament was just so bad.
Um, Against my better judgment, I'm gonna give it a shot. And it's good. It's made by the exact same studio, so I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna make it in the first episode or two. But I don't want to just blanket say no, not watching any etchy, because, like you said, some are good. Some few are good, some are tolerable, and most I just can't. I can't finish them.
I can do more than you on that one, but still, there are certain ones that get to me. I'm like, okay, you're just blatantly just wanting to just put that out there, and just no, no, please no. So, anyways.
Yeah. So the next show on my list is Joker Game. Just like the other seasons before, I mentioned that I like shows that are, I guess one of the genres that I really like are shows that are more realistic, and the characters look really.
And I usually don't go in for that. I usually like leave those to you, but even this one has gotten my attention on this one. So
yeah, like previous seasons I liked Gangsta, and then this last season I liked the Rakugo anime. So now this season they have Production IG, who's been doing a lot of sports anime recently. They're making a kind of historical drama, drama / spy anime. It's
that definitely intrigues me in that one.
Yeah, it takes place in I guess right before during World War II, and it's about this
before World War II.
Okay, right before World War II.
Yeah,
and, this one colonel basically creates this intelligence agency under his I guess his group of people, and he kind of scouts around and gets people who are like Japanese people and people who are from overseas, and I'm not really sure where it goes from there, but with the from the trailer, like I always do, watch the trailer first. Animation looks great. The characters look cool. Animation look like it's going to be up there. It's Production IG. So just those things alone are good, like enough for me to go ahead and check out the show. And then going back and reading the story, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool like historical drama. If this was based in the Edo era and it was like the Japanese warring states kind of show, then that is a genre that I'm not really not really my genre. So I probably would shy away from that, but for this one, it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, and they have this. They're saying they go by a doctrine of don't kill, don't get killed, don't get captured. I'm like, that's pretty difficult in that regards.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's definitely an interesting way of going about things, especially right before World War II. So see if that actually how that pans out. Just from the trailer, his training looks rather intensive and such. So I'm like, oh, good lord. Going off of my next one, I'm looking forward to Magi Sinbad no Bouken. Now, this looks to be, and I say that because I don't have a trailer for it, but it looks to be a prequel to the Magi anime where it focuses primarily upon Sinbad. Just from the looks of the little picture for that we have for it, because it looks like a younger Sinbad
Mhm.
before he became as powerful as he is in the actual Magi anime. And I'm really looking forward to that. Anyone of you out there who has watched Magi, it's a great anime. I highly recommend anyone who hasn't even thought of or has thought about watching it to go ahead and watch it because it's just an amazing anime to watch. And I really want to see how Sinbad became how he became, if that's the way this is going to go.
Mhm.
Not a whole lot of information on it, but it looks like it could be something interesting. Though the production studio who's doing it is not the main studio who did Magi and Ernest. So I think this is an offshoot production studio. So hopefully they do a good job with it because the look of Magi was amazing
Yeah.
as far as the art style and everything goes with that. And there's a lot of different like characters with different powers and stuff like that. And I mean, if they can pull that off like their parent studio, hopefully it'll be good. But again, who knows? Can't quite say for sure.
Mhm.
But again, I am really looking forward to it because wow, Magi was definitely a really good one that I highly enjoyed.
So with Magi, I watched most of the first season, and
Oh
I
yeah, I
kind
couldn't
of
stop.
yeah, because actually you actually got me into that show. I didn't start watching it right off the bat, and then you said it was a really good show, and I picked it up. And then, like a lot of shows, I just get distracted and stop watching stuff, even though it's amazing. And I fell off with this show, and then I wanted to get back into it, and then it just the second season finished, and I'm like, oh, I got a whole season and a half to watch, and I never really
Yep.
got back to it. So when I decide to watch it, maybe I'll do it on a uh, episode of TacoYaki Backlog, maybe. But yeah, I'd like to check it out.
Oh, definitely.
Hopefully, the studio is like a lot of studios have been nowadays, where it's the actual group who did the first season, and they kind of break off and
Hmm.
they take that show with them and finish it up like do rah.
Hmm.
So
I mean, that's what I'm hoping because I
yeah.
mean, again, it's got a lot to live up to as far as that goes. So hopefully they're the same ones and can raise the bar up to that point because it's really good, and I'm hoping it continues that in that fashion.
Mhm.
And God, Sinbad is such an amazing character
Yeah.
in the whole thing. I mean, even when they first introduced him, he was like a powerhouse, and you're just like, oh my God, how did he become like this? And I'm like, please tell me this is what it's gonna be. I want to know.
Yeah.
I think he had like it's been a while since I watched it, but I think he had like 9 different powers or something like that from different magis and power ups and that. And I was like, holy crap, because he kept like re-equipping himself so many different times. It was amazing.
Oh, so this show would probably be him like gathering all the different powers.
I'm thinking.
That'd be cool.
And I mean that'll be a trial on its own, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do it because I mean it looks like his people are on the ship with him, and at least a few of them were there. So I'm curious to see how that pans out and if he just like meets more and gains more followers and powers along the way or whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, should be good.
Cool. The next show I have is Kiznaiver. Um, on any chart, they had a teaser trailer that didn't really show anything. And then I searched around and found a trailer that had a little bit more, but it only I like this show because of the way it looked. Of course, I wasn't satisfied with the trailer, so I went and found another one that actually showed me how everything was gonna move and all that kind of stuff. And the picture is good enough. Like I love the way I love the style that it shows. And this show was actually made by Trigger, so it is a group that broke off from Gainax, I think, and they're the ones who did Gurren Lagann. So I have high hopes for them. They've done a couple shows that that a lot of people find controversial, like Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
And then what was it? Something Cop. I can't remember because I haven't seen
Inferno Cop.
Inferno Cop, yes. Which a lot of people complain about the animation style. And then there's this ninja show that was horribly animated. Like it was barely animated. And then they also did Little Witch Academia, which was amazing. So as far as the studio, they are all over the place.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I was iffy when the storyline, because that storyline is just freaking weird.
Yeah, so when I went back to check out the
really weird. But then again, I didn't like the animation for Kill la Kill. So I never really could get into that one. So I don't know. I definitely think I'm going to leave this one to you on that regards.
Yeah. So basically, the show is it takes place in a fake Japanese city. So it was built on reclaimed land, and it's one character gets selected to be a Kiznaiver, and all of that is ruled by this one system called the Kizuna system, and it allows people to share wounds, which sounds very strange, and
it's just wrong in so many regards.
Don't really get it.
No. I mean, they're saying the city's population is decreasing, so maybe they needed to have like a way of making sure people survived longer, but if you're sharing wounds, that just sounds horrible.
Yeah. And it's like, why do you have to share wounds? Why are you getting so many wounds?
Yeah. What is with these wounds? It's just like people are giving away. It's like Oprah, you get a wound, everyone gets a wound. What is with all the wounds?
And one thing that I just noticed is if you look in the picture on Eddie's chart, like the girl that's in the way, like the farthest back,
yeah,
like two like sharp-looking tower things. So,
I was thinking you were talking about like the girl herself that's in the background, like just from a distance, she looks like the girl from God, that psycho woman from it wasn't Kill la Kill, it was Kill the Assassin one. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's gonna kill me. The one where the kid gained the power to like armor up or whatever. Like everyone had like different different. I forget what they called them, but it was like you had different abilities, and one of them had like these gauntlets that made him into like a wild animal. But the girl I'm talking about, the one in the background, she had the power of ice. And she was like an evil, maniacal, psychotic. And like the minute you pointed her out, I'm like, that looks like that woman.
Yeah, I don't know that show.
Akame got killed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get that far into that show, but
yeah. Oh God, that woman was psychotic.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that's the minute I see it, because she had that long grayish, silverish hair.
Yeah.
I mean, because of course she controls ice, so of course her hair's got to look like frosted and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm like, really? Why? So Anyways, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
definitely leaving this one to you because it just seems really weird.
yeah, yeah. The story seems really weird, but I still have hope in the studio. Uh, so I will go ahead and give it a shot. It looks cool. Like from the little bit that I've seen, the little tiny little snippet trailers, and then this this picture. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shot. I actually liked Kill la Kill, so it was strange, and there was one scene that was really just weird. But it reminded it's the style that I like from Gainax. So
Yippers. All right, so on my next one for the list, it's Onigiri.
hmm.
This again, there's no trailer on this one at the time, but you know what? I've been watching a lot of these. If y'all have been following us long enough, you know I've been watching a lot of these because I've been watching like Sword Art and Log Horizon and Overlord and all these different ones that
Yay.
kind of yeah focus upon like you're in like some sort of video game of some sort and there's magic and all this other stuff, and you have this team of people who are trying to accomplish a goal of some sort. And that's what it looks like with this one. It's focused upon an MMORPG called Onigiri. It thrusts players into mythical Japan, land filled with mythical creatures of Japanese legend, which that should be cool. Because if it's like the creatures are from Japan themselves, that's something, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure people in Japan are like, oh, I know all of these creatures and whatnot, and what, but I'm like, I don't know a lot of them, and a lot of them are new and interesting to me and cool in that regards. And I'm like, okay, so could be interesting. You know, we're not just talking about your typical, you know, dragons and goblins and you know the usual fantasy-ish type things. So again, it looks like another one of those. There's just exactly like the type of Sword Art and Log Horizon and all that, but hopefully it'll have something different and interesting in it, maybe, so that way it will be set itself apart. You know, like I said, the Japanese creatures sounds cool, so but we'll see.
Is this an all female cast?
It might be. I don't know. Some of those characters
That's
are hard to say for sure.
yeah, that look
The guy, like the one in the
that'd
background,
be an
all the
interesting
way,
twist. I don't think I've seen that.
like the white-haired one in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if that's a male or female.
Oh, okay.
The rest of them do look female,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I haven't seen a into the game world show that's mostly girls.
yeah, could be cool. I mean, there's definitely. I'd like a focus on the actual story and the progression of all that, and not just these awkward moments of guys doing awkward things when girls are around or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be refreshing. That would be nice.
Mhm.
So,
I'll leave that one to you. Let me know. Let me know
how that one pans
how
out.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll definitely see how that one goes.
yeah.
So,
Next show I have is Koutetsujou ni no Kabaneri.
go that. Whoa. Oh, that one. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Oh, yeah. I gotcha.
So this show is made by Studio Wit,
Mm-hmm.
the creators of Attack on Titan,
Oh, yes.
and I, of course, watched the trailer first, and it looked very similar to Attack on Titan, even from the picture. Like they use similar colors.
See, you may notice that, but to me, it did not even like register in my mind that that was a thing.
Hmm. So, as soon as I noticed that it looked somewhat similar to Attack on Titan, I really want Attack on Titan to come back. Like they've announced that it's coming back. So,
They've
um,
announced it, but they haven't like given it a direct date at this point because it's still in the to be announced list for any chart
yeah.
as far as that goes. So,
So I was like, oh, maybe this is Attack on Titan. And they're just calling it something completely different. And the monsters are like God, very, very slightly similar to the Titans.
I think you
So
just
for
really
the
want to have Attack on Titan.
I
I think that's
do,
what it is.
and like for the first couple seconds, I'm like, he looks kind of like a Titan, and then it bit somebody, and I'm like, no. And then I noticed the size of them, and they're not Titans; they're just the size of big
Just
humans.
people.
Yeah,
They're
and then
just
I mean, there's like all this um, what is that like steampunk ish looking
yes, which
um
I really that caught my attention.
yeah like vehicles and weapons and all that kind of stuff. So that looked
That looked cool to me.
yeah, it looked really cool. And then it was just action, action, action. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely checking this out.
Oh,
Um, even though it's not Attack on Titan. See, my thing is, okay, I heard that they're gonna be doing Attack on Titan too. So
hmm
I'm like, yes. And then a couple seasons ago, they're like, Attack on Titan, middle school. And then this show that looks kind of like Attack on Titan. And I'm like, quit doing stuff that's similar to Attack on Titan. Just
I
do
mean,
Attack
just
on
because
Titan.
it's a post-apocalyptic thing, I mean, it looks the whole steampunk thing. I'm like, it's completely different than what I can even think of as far as that goes. But it looks really cool. This is definitely one I'm interested in seeing as well. I think it's gonna do really well. Um, as long as they can keep the pace and keep things going the way it looks like it's going to go, I think it'll do really well. I think somebody just has Attack on Titan withdrawals over here. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch this, and from the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be just as good. So I will be my waiting will be satisfied for now, and I will quit complaining about Attack on Titan 2 not being out. But
Uh-huh. Sure.
yeah. So after watching this trailer, the action, I'm like, oh, definitely checking it out. It's Studio Wit. They've done an amazing show before. I'm pretty sure they can do another amazing show. So I'm ready for it. It's actually what was it? It takes place during the Industrial Revolution, which explains the cyberpunk. I mean, not cyberpunk.
Steampunk.
Steampunk look.
Mhm.
It says these monsters, which or humanoid monsters, they infect humans by biting them. So
They definitely looked infectious.
yeah.
Like that
So
black and flowy lines going through them and shit like that. I'm like, that looks bad.
yeah. So there was this island where they've built stations to where they protect themselves from the monsters, and they can transport to them with these giant train looking things that they show in the
Oh yeah.
series. And I think we're gonna follow this young boy named Ikoma. So yeah, it's like following a young character with all this crazy stuff happening, and
Trying to live his everyday life as infectious mini titans are destroying land around him.
so it looks like it's gonna be really cool. Looking forward to it.
All right, so enough of Titan things. Now let's go on to. I'm gonna say the first couple words in this, and I don't want to butcher the whole thing. So it's re zero kara, and then a whole bunch of other words after that. Um, it this intrigues me a great deal. It's definitely like I don't know, I enjoy the look of it, but I immediately latched on to the story because the story follows this young kid who gets lost in an alternate world, gets rescued by a girl. He tries to return the favor, but she's burdened with a great destiny or whatever. They get attacked, both of them are killed, and then he finds out he has the power to rewind death back to the first time he came to this world. But only he remembers what has happened since.
Okay.
That just seems freaking cool.
Wow.
So he can die and then restart. It essentially sounds like Groundhog's Day, you know?
Yeah.
It's like every single time. It's like, all right, I die, and then I just go right back. And then I know this person's going to attack here. This person's going to do this. This, it's like it would probably suck to have to die so many times, but you could
Yeah.
become really good at what you do
Yeah.
just because you know what's going to happen.
And it's not like the same day playing over and over. You just just continue.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'm like, that just seemed. Now the trailer for it, there wasn't. It was like a very short, like excerpt, essentially a teaser, more or less, because like the first half of the trailer was nothing but like words flashing across the screen, and I was like, come on, man, show me what's going on.
Like, get ready for awesomeness
Yeah,
in just a couple seconds.
we're gonna show you some amazing things. Ta-da! Now it's over. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So it's like, stop it, no. But a little bit that was there, it did look really good. It's done by Studio White Fox, which I know we were just talking about this before. They've done a good many of the ones that we enjoy, such as Jorgamond, and the one I liked, Akame ga Kill, out of the Kill series ones, and the little well-known one of Katana Gatara, or Katana Gatara. There we go. Ha, Gatari. Ha. I can say words. These things can happen. But yeah, that one definitely looked really good, and it has a studio that does some good stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that one, the promise of that one, will hold. So that could be highly interesting and entertaining. It also says it's a psychological one, which that would be weird. But I mean, I guess I could see that in its own way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't have much extra to add with that one. It's the studio that done a couple shows that I like.
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
second half of the trailer looked pretty cool.
But you can see from it.
So just by checking out the trailer, I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. But the next show that I have is also done by a studio that I love, and it is
That's not
Kudo.
Bones.
It's Kuromukuro. So on any chart, they just say that it's an anniversary project. It's PA Works 15-year anniversary, and that's basically all they say. So, like, yeah, I just watched the trailer, and I'm like, it's the studio I like. The trailer looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I do know that the girl that's in the middle reminds me of a character from a show that I really like called Nagi no Asakura. And one thing I've noticed is that PA work, the style that I know from PA Works, they've kind of downplayed it a bit, so it's not as beautiful as other PA shows, but I can tell that they put a lot of effort into the animation. So the show moves very smoothly, and it still looks good. It's just it's not the gorgeous shows that I like the ones
that PA Works I've done before.
Yeah, like Charlotte and Nagi no Sakura and other shows like that. It is an action mech show. There's a mech behind the three characters in the picture. So
yeah, which I'm never like overly enthralled with mech shows. It's never been my genre of choice. But you've been doing a lot more of those, so
yeah, I've been checking out a lot, and there are some that I actually really like, and I've recently had to change my stance that I don't like mech shows, but I've been watching a lot, and I've been finding a lot that I do like. It's just it seems like I don't like the militaristic types of mech shows,
with the exception of what is that one? I can't remember it now. The one that God dang it, we were just talking about it before. They're coming out with the to be announced new the third raid.
Oh yes,
Full Metal Panic. Yes. I mean, you gotta admit that one's militaristic.
I have actually only seen Fumofu.
Oh well, no wonder why you're like, oh, that's not militaristic. Yes, that's militaristic.
So, when the third raid is announced, I'll go ahead and watch the first and second raid because when the second raid came out, I wanted to watch it, but I just didn't.
So you watched the side one that had very little to do
Yep.
with the actual main story. You're like, I'm just gonna watch this one. Ignore those.
Yeah, because that was my stance was before. I was like, no mech shows, and then I occasionally watched a few and fell in love with them, like Gundam 00 and which is the one that kind of changed my mind about mech shows, and then the one that I did like before that was Gundam MS-18 because it was a really short show and it was more based on the characters. Like if it's based on like military strategy and stuff like that, and like giant space battles, then I get lost and bored because it's not. I don't feel like I'm following a person. So
see, I mean that's definitely not what Full Metal Panic did. But I agree with you in that regards.
yeah.
I mean, but there have been a few that I've enjoyed as well, like Full Metal Panic, Eureka 7,
Yeah.
and there was another one, and I know it'll come to me later. But there's been a few that I've enjoyed, but there's very few. I like really am picky about like the robot ones. I'm just like, no, I can't do it. So I'm always iffy about ones like this. So I guess you're gonna have to tell me whether or not it's worth the watch for this one.
And a lot of my favorite shows from PA Works are not really mech shows. I'm not really sure, but I don't really think they've done mech shows before.
Really?
From what I'm checking out on the my anime list, I don't really see any mech shows on there.
From PA Works?
Yeah. They they're not really a studio that does mech shows, so this is kind of interesting for them to the 15th anniversary. They're like, hey, we'll finally do a mech show. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. See how what their take is. That's probably why their like the normal style that they have is kind of taken down some, and they probably put more of their effort on the mech. So
yeah, I mean I can see that, but I mean I was kind of looking through that too. Yeah, they really don't have any mech ones on there. A few ones that people would know, like Angel Beats and Another and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's a cat again. Hi, cat. Everyone, this is Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin. How you doing? All right. Anyways.
So,
got to go down. Okay. But yeah, definitely. Again, you'll have to tell me about this one.
Yep.
So.
I'll let you know.
Next on my list is Seisen Cerberus Ryuukoku no Fatalité. Fatalité? Anyways. This one looks really interesting. It kind of reminds me of what I would have thought what is that one where the people they're chosen by the flower or whatever, and by the goddess, because they have to go and take care of the demon lord that's waking up. You know what I'm talking about.
6 Flowers.
Yes. I don't think it though. But anyways, this reminds me of that, except it looks like instead of like that one took a very like murder mystery standpoint.
Yes.
This one looks like it's just going to be a straight here's here's the main person. He's traveling with someone else, and as they're going along, they're trying to reach this to where they can go kill apparently this dragon, big, powerful, evil dragon from destruction and charring the land and whatnot. And And along the way, they meet companions, they gain more people, they gain more power, and they're just trying to set off an adventure. So, I mean, it looks like a classic adventure type one and whatnot. And the trailer definitely kind of led for that as well. The art style is not overly much. Not sure what. Have you watched a trailer on that one?
Uh,
But I mean, it definitely looks interesting. I mean, it's we've seen probably more refined animation and a lot of different things, but it still looks very very good. I enjoy it. So, um, again, a lot of magical powers and fighting stuff like that. So I'll definitely be interested to watch and see what goes on.
hmm.
So I kind of wish there would be an anime where the dragon is not the bad guy. Like, can we do that? Can we please not
Yeah.
have the dragon be the bad? I mean, what we just had Gate, who had the red dragon
Yeah.
being the bad guy, and now we have this one who apparently has like this other like weird looking dragon creature thing being the bad guy. So I don't know, but I like dragons. It's like, come on now. Anyways, it's done by a studio by the name of Bridge, um, and they haven't done a huge amount. They've done the recent Fairy Tale and, ironically enough, Mitsudomwe, which so I'm gonna say there's a comedy there, but at least Fairy Tale we know that they can handle the overall like fantasy genre in its own right. So hopefully that continues as long with that as well. Though I think they did Nobunaga. And I remember that someone saying that one, and I never watched that one myself. Didn't we remember hearing about that one not being that great?
Yeah, I heard about people hating it.
Yeah.
I think I watched the first episode and I'm like, this is kind of not.
So hopefully this draws more upon Fairy Tale than it does upon that one. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, looking forward to that one. Hopefully it's got some good stuff going along with it. So
Okay. Um. Yeah, looking at it, it looks like another fantasy show. I watched the trailer and I think the characters didn't really pull me in because
yeah, I was about to say the
yeah, like
animation wasn't up to your standards on that one.
yeah, and like halfway through the trailer, I'm like, this is a long trailer. So I
How am I not surprised?
yeah, so I'm like, wow. I guess I don't like this show so far. Um, I'll go ahead and give it a first episode to not just skip it right off the bat, but I I'll check it out. If I don't get to it right away, you can let me know if it gets better. But no, if it's an awesome
If it,
show,
yeah.
yeah, because yeah, I think I might pass on it. But it's kind of sad because the studio did a couple of, like I loved Mitsudoma and some of the other.
It's Mitsudomei and Fairy Tale, they're primary two that I could see.
Okay, so I've seen Mitsudoma. And then that show doing uh it's like after seeing that show and then seeing them going into fantasy, I don't really see it because I haven't seen Fairy Tale. I don't really know. So
Oh yeah, Fairy Tale's awesome.
yeah.
So then again, that's another long one, and I know how you get on those. You gotta watch it. How many episodes is it? 130 somewhere on there. Oh,
and counting.
and counting.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me know if it's good.
It's worth the watch.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
Last show I had, well, it's actually an OVA / movie thing.
Some of those thingamabobber or something.
Yeah, it's an OVA. Not really sure if it's a one episode OVA. Yeah, it's a one episode OVA. It's called Under the Dog, which is a weird name. But
I'm hoping it's not the picture for it. There does not not very flattering in that regards, especially called Under the Dog. But hey.
yeah. um,
Anyways, keep going.
I, of course, fell in love with it with the trailer. Um, it started out as this nice, peaceful trailer, following the main girl. She's like walking through this cityscape, and they keep I think they flashed a couple different things, and it's like a small shot of her, and then like this big cityscape behind her,
Mhm.
and in my head, I see an explosion coming. Like one of the buildings just gonna be like behind her, and I was just waiting for it and waiting for it and waiting for it, and it didn't happen. And I'm like, now I don't know what this is gonna be. And then, oh hell broke loose. It was just crazy action and shooting and explosions and stuff. Um, so I'm like, whoa. Um, I have to check this out. It's a movie budget, so they're gonna be throwing they're gonna throw all types of animation everywhere. So I'm looking forward to watching all this amazingness on screen. Um, it looks like it takes place. It says it takes place 5 years after the an attack that happened at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, sorry, I was just kind of. I hadn't had a chance to actually watch the trailer on this one. I'm kind of watching the trailer on that one while you're talking, and she's pretty horrific in her kills. I mean, she like just popped the guy's head off. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, you just ain't like you ain't pulling no punches, are ya?
Yeah. So, um, yeah, it says it takes place after a terrorist attack that happened at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and they put a they put they took control of the Olympic site afterwards,
Hmm.
and then he oh, she's a high school student, and she belongs to a unit that's run by the UN, and she's sent on a mission to kill one of her classmates. So, this sounds very cool. I was already hooked by the trailer, so I'm curious to see what else happens from the situation.
It
It doesn't look,
sounds weird, but okay.
yeah, it doesn't seem like usually when like the character, like the target is somebody in their classroom, something weird happens and like they end up being friends, and then they kind of go against their boss to save him and like not try to kill him or something like that.
Yeah,
But
well,
but from
obviously from the trailer, there's a lot of
yeah,
killing going on there.
yeah,
So
so with this trailer, I'm like, well, that whole uh, idea that usually happens is probably out of the window. So so I have no idea. Like I'm going into this blind. I have no idea how this is gonna play out, and it looks like it's gonna play out very violently. So
yeah,
so I don't know where this is gonna be. I don't know if Dicey is gonna put it up or somebody's gonna randomly stream it because it's an OVA and there's nothing else. There's nothing else that it's tied to. So it might not be able to stream. You have to just go find it somewhere, or maybe Funimation will bring it over and put it in theaters. That'd be awesome.
maybe they don't do that for many of them though.
Yeah. So um, can't really say. I wish I could look forward to it knowing I could get it right away. But
Yeah,
there's no telling when I'll be able to watch this. But I really want to see it.
true, true. All right, well, the last one for me, I don't really have a whole lot to go on because the trailer was like a teaser trailer, rather short, and it didn't really have like it like had movement, but like I didn't even like I don't even they had like a backdrop over the animation, and I'm like, how can ah? Anyways, it's a Sousei no Onmyouji.
Yeah.
Um, basically, it takes a character who wants to be anything but an exorcist, but apparently he's really good at it. And there is a girl who is his apparently they're fated to marry, and they're supposed to be known as the twin star exorcists. And the guy's friend ends up going missing, and he's forced to ask this girl who he doesn't want having to do with to help him enter the realm of some evil person to rescue him. So that seems interesting. Again, didn't really have a whole lot to go with the animation, but the last Exorcist type anime that I remember watching for a long while has been Blue Exorcist,
Yeah.
and I'm really looking forward. It seems like it's something different, and I hope that it will be, and should be something cool to watch. So again, the little picture they have for it at the beginning, like the for any chart, it does seem kind of cool. Guy's got like a giant freaking gauntlet that he uses, and the other girl has like a freaking huge ass sword. So I don't know, but I definitely think it would be worth the watch. Again, this is another one done by Studio Perot. Um, and they've done a lot of good ones. Tokyo Ghoul recently. They've also done Bleach and Naruto, so they can do some good action. So hopefully, I will definitely watch it.
Yep. Uh, yeah, that trailer was definitely a teaser. It
Oh
was
God, yeah,
no clips from the show or anything. It was all motion graphics.
yeah.
So
And you couldn't even like because they had that fiery backdrop on it, so you couldn't even like see like the look of the characters fully. You're just seeing like their outline and figures and stuff like that. It's like really, you guys suck.
maybe the next couple weeks we'll get a trailer and get to know a bit more before it starts. But
Hopefully.
yeah, so I'd say what with Full Metal Alchemist and Blue Exorcist. Um, oh yeah. um,
Cat attack game.
okay.
Hi. Anyways, keep going. Full Metal Alchemist, Blue Exorcist.
Yeah. I haven't really seen a lot of shows that have exorcists in them.
Yeah.
So uh I don't have any problems with the studio. So
No,
and
definitely no.
yeah, so I'll go ahead and check it out. I don't really have any expectations because I haven't seen the trailer yet. So
Yeah,
I'm
there's
going
like
in
nothing
blind.
with it, but it should be good.
Hmm.
Hopefully.
So,
But that's the last one for me.
yeah. So this has been our preseason thoughts for spring of 2016.
Hmm.
Um,
Pumpkin, you have any other thoughts you wanna relay to everyone? No?
um,
Okay. He just loves everybody. Anyways, yeah.
so yeah, we will probably catch y'all. We'll definitely catch y'all again in the next preseason, which is will probably be around June.
Yeah.
And
The summer that we were trying to do before at the beginning of this.
yes. And if our schedules line up, then we will go ahead and do our final thoughts on this current season. And then also, we just started a new series called TacoYaki Backlog. And in that show, we will go through some of the. We'll go ahead and pick one show out of my collection that I've either not finished or that I haven't seen in a long time. and we'll do like a in-depth discussion, just talk about our favorite characters and just walk our way through the series, um, talking about our favorite parts and different concepts that we liked, and kind of just
Oh
dive
yeah,
into that. And
so many good things.
yeah, so if you want to drop a comment, ask and suggest the show that we can do first, or if you want to just drop by. We might start live streaming it once we get the whole format down and I can get our schedules lined up. But if not, it'll be just like one of these videos where you can just uh, come by and check it out.
Come by, say hi.
Yeah. So it's been Big D and Shade again, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.